quote from Mount Analog? Is that the familiar one? In Mount Analog, story of a group of people that find an island which has a mountain higher than any known mountain. It's a metaphor about a journey into consciousness. And you can only see the island when you're standing on the west looking eastward at sunset or sunrise at a certain time and when the planets are in a certain configuration. Nobody's ever found this place because the magnetic field forces take you around it all the time. These guys mathematically computed its existence and they go out and they find it. By our calculations, thinking of nothing else, by our desires abandoning all other hopes, by our efforts renouncing all bodily comfort, we managed to gain entry into this new world. So it seemed to us. But if we were able to approach Mount Analog, it was because the invisible gates of that invisible country were opened to us by those who guard them. The cock crowing in the milky dawn thinks that its call raises the sun. The child howling in a closed room thinks that its cry opens the door. But son and mother follow courses set by their own beings. Those who see us, even though we cannot see them, open the door in answer to our puerile calculations, our unsteady desires, and our awkward efforts with a generous welcome. The way you can remember that you're reading a book of your own drama is remember there's somebody else that's reading it. And when you start to hang out with somebody else who's reading it, you're always in the position of reading the book. And you keep reading the book till you understand the book so well that you understand that you are the writer of the book. Then you are God consciousness. You are the author of the entire book. That's how great it is. That's what's in store. That's the bird in the bush when you give up the bird in the hand. And you don't give up anything in the outside world. You chop your wood and you carry your water. All you do is you give up your attachment to your own models of how you think it is. Just as that Chinese man said, just stop having views. You don't have to do anything else, just stop having views. Brush your teeth, but you don't have a theory about it. And the fewer theories you have, the fewer views you have, the fewer opinions you have. Gurdjieff says, somebody complained to Gurdjieff and said, our friends are starting to find us uninteresting. In the group. Gurdjieff said, it's only the beginning. Because what's to say? Farrell in Life magazine referred to it in the Woodstock Festival as the fear that the young people are turning into a generation characterized by bovine passivity. Because you can't tell a tamasic man from a sattvic man. See? You can't see somebody that's being inert like a stone from somebody who is being consciously silent. Unless you're a sattvic man. Because if you have tamasya in you, all you'll see is tamasya. If you have rajas, all you'll see is rajas. My father's a very rajasic guy. And all he can see is rajasic. You just call him and you say, hello, and you say, how are you doing? What are you doing these days? Where are you traveling? What's happening? That's all rajasic stuff. Say, I'm not doing anything. And then the Japanese thing is, well, what nothing is it you're doing? You're not doing, you know? And the answer to that one is even the sages know not. You only see your own desires. So when you're living, like Paul stood at the door here one night and he came back, he says, this is the biggest concentration of angels and saints I've ever seen gathered anywhere. And I dug that was true. That there are more beings here that already are consciously living on other planes and know they're angels and saints. And they're just finishing off stuff, cooling it all out, getting it all straight. You got to honor your body because the body is the temple in which the work is done. Can't forget it. You wouldn't be here if you could forget it. When the time comes to forget it, you'll forget it. Like Ramakrishna. He gets into the fifth chakra and he doesn't see anything. That's what Meher Baba used to go around washing the mass, the God intoxicants. They were just so stoned out they just, because they were in the oneness all the time. And Ramana Maharshi was there for about 6 or 9 months, and in fact on and off for about 6 years. And Meher Baba was there when he was sick for about 9 months. And almost all of the saints that make it in this lifetime, that finish their karma in this lifetime, go through a period getting it all together. Buddha did it in 49 days or, some such time thing. Where he hung out in the void, he merged into the void until that had been, and then he saw that even attachment to the void is attachment. And then you do the bodhisattva thing. You just chop wood and carry water. And you honor the whole business. Because it's only when you honor it that you can get free of attachment to it. See, it was Jesus going off into the desert for 40 days. Christ didn't have to go into the desert for 40 days. Christ is the desert. And he's the 40 days. That's absurd. Where's he going to go? And when the devil talks to him, who's the devil? The devil's only Christ. You got to watch out for these subtle dualities. The subtle polarization trips, they're very, very seductive. Because they're very high, very, very high. Yin and yang, very high. Very high. Because that's the beginning of the form, and that's the place that you can still hang out, and there's somebody to hang out. One step more, nobody hang out. Where is everybody? Where'd everybody go? We're all here. Oh, I couldn't see anybody, including myself. And then it's all over. I'm going to end with a poem that I've recited before that I just love so I can't ever stop reciting it. And then we're going to chant Ram. Michael Lorimer on the guitar and Tenny on the dulcimer and everybody on everything. The celestial voices. It's all starting to get very beautiful. All starting to get really beautiful. If we can just let it happen. If we don't sit around and say, it can't be real. I mean, it all couldn't be this good. I mean, there must be a fly in the ointment somewhere. You don't expect me to fall into that. Well, I better watch it, because there's... But if we can just let ourselves be beautiful, that's what spreads, as Meher Baba said. It's like love. It just keeps spreading just outward. One beautiful being, and then the person next to him starts to dig how beautiful he is, and then the person next to him starts to dig how beautiful she is. Change the world, change yourself. You live in a divine world, the world is divine. That's the power statement of the sense, that's... That's the name of the game. That's better than Mao's rules of revolution. That's the rule of evolution. The rule of evolution is the first commandment. Thou shalt take no other God before me. You should just keep in the spirit. Live in the place where it is God, where it's that beautiful. And if you do the first commandment, all the rest of it works. And if you don't, the whole thing is absurd. It's cosmically poignant. This poem is from a 16th century Norman crucifix. It's passed on to me by Bhagwan Das, the Guru brother in India, who found it in Ireland, I guess, or Scotland. I am the great sun, but you do not see me. I am your husband, and you turn away. I am the captive, but you do not free me. I am the captain, you will not obey. I am the truth, but you will not believe me. I am that city where you will not stay. I am your wife, your child, but you will leave me. I am that God to whom you will not pray. I am your counsel, but you do not hear me. I am your lover, whom you will betray. I am the victor, but you do not cheer me. I am the holy dove that you will slay. I am your life, but if you will not name me, seal up your soul with tears and never blame me.